Episode 5 opens up with Higgins arriving to the field along with his entire family because one of their cars is not working. Ted walks by, he says hi to the family, but he slams his head on the door because he keeps checking on his family flight because his wife and son will be showing up today. Rebecca then talks to Ted about it, and Ted says his sharing of feelings and his constant optimism is too much for his wife, and she needed space, so that's how he ended up here. Then Keely shows up to Jamie's house, and he already has a new woman over, and she drops the keys and leaves. In training, once again, Jamie won't pass to Sam, and he shoots the ball, which would have went in, but Ted Lasso catches it, saying he has to learn how to pass, feeling like they've gone over this many times already. Ted tells the whole team that they need extra passes, but right as he's saying that, he says, practice is canceled because his wife and kid show up, and he runs the entire length of the pitch to them. Then Rebecca walks in on a branding deal. Keely is working for Jamie. She says, I thought you two broke up. She goes, doesn't mean I can't run a marketing campaign for him. So Rebecca offers Keely a job for brand marketing. She said she'll think it over and get back to her. Ted takes his family to the local bar that he often visits, even though most of the people in there just call him wankers. And his son goes to play darts and hits the one gentleman in the arm. So they leave. Roy and Keely then talk about Jamie as she tells Roy that they broke up. Then Ted is back at his house building a Lego double decker tour bus with his son. His wife joins in to help, and they all seem very happy at the moment. He then realizes his wife is crying, and she admits she doesn't feel the same way anymore, but says she'll keep trying. Then they ask Ted why he went 4,438 miles away if he wanted to truly work on his marriage. Ted said anything he would do would backfire, so he gave her that 4,438 miles of space. Higgins then joins in and tries to help, which will later form a group name for this team. The next game is starting, and keep in mind that Ted's family is here for this game. Richmond are down 2-0 just after 2 minutes. And prior to this, Jamie was in the locker room taking selfies. He has a fight with Ted, and his son walks in. He says the next score won't be just for himself, but also for his son. Richmond are down 2-0 after just 2 minutes, and then Jamie Tart scores an incredible solo goal, and Sally's like crazy, screaming, me, pointing to the back of his shirt. Sam Abasania is hurt, and Jamie steps over him. Roy freaks out, says, show respect to your teammate, and he turns Sam around, like literally pushes him over, and this sets Roy off. Roy and Jamie get into a scrap, and Jamie ends up getting a yellow card from fighting his own teammate. Just after this, Jamie scores a second goal to tie it and celebrates like crazy again without his teammates. Ted decides to run up to Rebecca, who's in the owner's box, to ask if he's allowed to take out Jamie. She says, you're the manager, do whatever you want. No one likes this move at all. Jamie won't shake Ted's hand, but then Roy demands everyone listen to Ted. He explains they are broken and need to change, and this is the first time all players take to his message, embracing change, so that everyone in their life can move on with theirs. He's starting to mix up his speech with his problems with his divorce, but then he switches Sam to midfield and tells everyone to listen to Coach Beard on the new changes for the rest of the game. Late in the game, Roy Kent is on a breakaway. He's clear off. He has an easy shot, but he decides to make the extra pass to Sam. So he listened to the coaching of Ted, and Sam scores an easy tap-in goal as they win their first game with Ted as coach. Roy then compliments Ted on his coaching move as the home crowd chant wanker, but in a different way. Not in a way of disrespect, but in a way of approval. Ted lifts his son to wave to the crowd, and then Rebecca is worried that her plan will indeed backfire. Ted then says goodbye to his wife. He knows it's over. Ted tells his wife he wouldn't change a single thing. If there was something he could do to make her happy, he'd do it, but he can't. He tells her it's okay and that he's going to be okay. And he begins crying, knowing that this is the end. He says goodbye to his son while holding back his tears. He then sits on a bench as Coach Beard brings him a beer, and they're both complimented by a local fan who was talking shit on them prior in the day.
Hey, everybody, thank you so much for watching this recap. That was actually my buddy Dan from Scene Invader, so do me a favor. Head on over there and give them the subscription, not me, because they helped me out with this one. They also just have, good stuff on their channel that you should watch and check out. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that crap. Hey, go buy a mug, too, because, I got bills to pay.